This month in drinking history. Ha 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 ha.
Hello and welcome to This Month in Drinking History. What my accountant has described as a really ingenious way to try and get my drinks bill onto my accounts for the year. We're going to jump straight in and start with Who Drinks and Cheers. So, can we have Who Drink and Cheers?
Hello, I'm Craig Wilson. I am a member of the famous Game Boy pop band King Line. I'm drinking a Heverly that I got.
Good intake.
You're welcome. I got it from a rider. For the first time, the headline band had not drank by the time I got backstage after my set.
So you stole it?
No, it was mine. They usually steal mine.
But they're the headline band.
Yeah, and I'm the support.
So is it not their rider and you're just left there?
Is that how it works?
Is that not that the big guys get a rider?
I've never done a gig with a rider.
Yeah. I remember once we did a gig in
I thought this was going to be a great story of rock and roll excess here. I was really excited. Like, what's it like getting a rider? Do they get any chocolate or do they get some fancy cheese on a little charcuterie board or something?
We did a gig once in Bathgate. And it was like we had Phil Kay and I don't know if you guys know Billy Bonkers used to run stuff. That's how long ago this was.
This is made up.
Billy Bordland, they used to be called Billy Bonkers, run gigs in Glasgow before.
But he used to the old State Bar gigs.
That was it,
well.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's when it all started.
I think I read his name in Kevin Bridges' book, and
yeah,
that's it.
No, and we used the bottle bar as a kind of makeshift dressing room.
Right.
But Phil Kay and Billy thought the whole bottle bar was their rider and tried to drink it. Phil Kay came on so pissed that the audience started chanting at him, Channel 5, Channel 5, because Channel 5 had just been launched and it was just showing shit. That was the funniest that whole set got. But anyway.
Oh my god.
So, sorry Craig. Mr. Comedy Ninja, can we move on with your drink? Cheers. We're at.
My cheers is just going to be how everyone says cheers as the night's winding down, which is
That's one of my favourites so far. So, can we move on then? Who drink our cheers?
Hi, my name is Chris Thorburn. Comedian, host of the Drygate Comedy Lab,
Which is excellent.
Yeah, you did one of the most recent ones. You were fantastic. Yeah, and tonight I'm drinking. It's Stop Making Sense by Dea. I think it's the most hipster drink I could find. A craft beer inspired by the 1984 Jonathan Demme Talking Heads concert film. Like, I think that's
so pretentious I might have to stand on his head. But I like the name, Stop Making Sense. That's a great name for an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm just done with the world.
Yeah.
Let's stop making sense.
Yeah.
Tone it down
I think that explanation sent me to art school.
I got a degree. Nice. MA. So, and your cheers, Chris.
For my cheers, I'm just going with bottoms up because I'm a child.
Everyone's trying not to snigger because secretly we're comedians. We're all 15 in the head laughing.
Can't see he's got that beer in a sippy cup.
That's so weird. I was talking about during lockdown. Susie McCabe posted that she was going, I'm starting to drink at like 10 in the morning now. I'm a bit worried. I'm like, I'm drinking gin out of a sippy cup in the shower. I think you're fine. but that post just came back up in my memories. Oh, so that was weird. You said sippy cup.
I think that should be the next trend. Like the next thing you're going to see is like some artisanal brewery and they're bringing all their beers out in like those sort of Capri Sun pouches.
But with paper straws, obviously.
Yeah.
No, we're going to go totally environmental and they're just going to do Chili's bottles now for them instead. So everybody's going to have them in their fucking Bjorniden backpacks or whatever the fuck those things are called.
Oh no, it'll be sustainable. You'll have to bring your own cup.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind that. I would show up with a sippy cup.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm going to play by your rules, but subvert them. That's great, Chris. Thank you very much. So, Who Drinker Cheers?
My name is Joseph Goss. I am a comedian, I guess, and I do a podcast called the Musical Taste Society. I do it with a previous guest of this podcast, John Gavin. We talk a lot of shit about music because it's dead good fun, and John's always wrong. And I know he's not. I know he's not going to listen to this because he's not on it, so I can say whatever I want. And today I am drinking Coca-Cola because I am currently not drinking until my Christmas night out on the 11th of December.
Here.
So,
See, we were just talking earlier. Says I kind of missed the fact in some way that we all missed when Coca-Cola was actually made with cocaine.
yeah, but to be honest, I just kind of miss when Coca-Cola came in full-size cans.
Yeah, I know that.
Because I've got this little fucking Red Bull looking thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
from
like
Tesco.
fat shaming them, isn't it? It's like
It is.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 of them just so they can't fuck me out of the full calories. You know?
it's like,
That'll show them.
Madonna drinks Coke, and so can I. So,
I miss like the weekends that you used to be able to get in Woolworths that were like the proper just like miniature ones, like when you were a child and
Yeah.
you could just pretend you were giant and
Land of the Giant cans. Yeah. They were kind of made as a sampler really earlier on, but
Right.
they were so liked that they just continued them for ages.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was nice. Cool. So
And-
that was Who Drinker Cheers.
and my cheers is L'chaim,
L'chaim.
which is the Hebrew cheers, and it usually means to life. They're cheersing to life, and I like that sentiment, and I also kind of like the way the word comes out, like that word, and what's the other word? Chutzpah. I fucking love those words. Like they're just dead good fucking like Catskills comedian words.
yeah.
Like I'm saying them, but I don't have anywhere near the sort of like comic timing to really use these words. But I'm trying.
No, it's because I like the Catskill stuff and all that. I love all that, the old
Yeah.
end of peer clean comedy kind of carry on.
Yeah,
Where-
I feel like we're just going to turn this into an episode of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
But the only reason I knew what L'chaim was because of Tolpo.
What's Tolpo?
He was in Fiddler on the Roof.
I've not seen Fiddler on the
But
Roof.
they do a whole song called L'chaim.
All right, okay.
So
I'm still not going to watch it. It's a
no,
musical.
it's
but-
my musical. My musical
Nothing to do
theatre
with
showing.
anti-Semitism. We can get anti-Semitic on this if you want. I'm game for
Pass.
whatever.
Oh no, we're already there, and that was the sober one.
I only know L'chaim like because for some reason they say it in that Black Eyed Peas song. I've got a feeling, and it's not like it's even one of the like
No, it
lyrics.
just says in the background. Jim.
Yeah, like, and you can almost feel like the rest of the band just go,
What?
L'chaim, and it, keep going.
For people in the podcast, Chris Thorburn just looked behind them. A visual gag and a cut.
Yeah.
No worries. That's great. So we will move on. Elliot, can we please? So we'll move on to round 1. This is this month's reason for drinking. So Craig, can you furnish us with this month's reason for drinking?
This month I am drinking because COP26 is finally over, so I can finally go back to throwing my tin cans full of plastic straws from my idling 70s automobile into the ocean.
That's how it works. We only did climate change for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll like offset something.
Well, if the world leaders are only going to do that, why the fuck won't we?
No, that's true. I mean, we all. You just say climate change now for any of it. You don't really have to refer to whether you're going to do good or bad for it. You just go, we're just doing climate change for this. You know, there's no real specifics about it. We're just 2 weeks of climate change, guys. It was great. Remember that time AOC drank some Iron Brew or something? Oh, that was a good laugh, wasn't it?
So is you doing like a fun run? Is that what you're kind of saying? Oh, can you save up for climate change? Me,
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up some stairs wearing a Mac or something.
Yeah.
Sponsor me. For the planet, you know.
I gave up climate for Lent.
God, that must have been hard. It's like really gasping for a breath. love.
I mean, in a sense, we're all doing climate change. We are, like, you know, every second that we're alive, just breathing, farting, like, you know, we are, like, it's never not true.
Actively taking part.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's back to the Matrix, isn't it? When he talks about us being a virus, and you kind of go, yeah, I'm not happy about it. I mean, I'm moving on a fucking boat that generates its own electricity.
Now that's the most hipster thing that's here. You should be
know.
the one drinking Chris's beer.
I genuinely, when I keep thinking about it, I'm going, I should go outside and kick my own ass. So, thanks, Greg. Chris, can we have this month's reason for drinking?
So in terms of this month, I was just thinking, like, I think I sort of misunderstood the assignment. Today's reason for drinking, and my only reason for drinking today is because it's Monday and I work in hospitality. Monday is my Friday. Like, it's like, this is like, you get a different brand of drinker out in the pubs on a Monday.
Yes.
Anytime I actually get a Friday off, like, it seems like a nice idea and concept, and then you go out and you're like, oh no, this is terrible. Oh god.
I'm totally with you, because I'm the same. I work weekends. My job's always been weekends.
Yeah.
So it's either Sunday night or Monday for me.
Yeah.
Which means you can get served. People are polite. They're
Yeah.
usually washed.
Yeah.
It's nice, you know. And then you go out on Friday, Saturday, going, what kind of fresh hell's this? It's like visual Tinder.
Yeah.
They're pretty much just slapping one another left because they've lost all form of communication. Well, no. We're regressing so badly. It'll be clubs next, dragged into caves. Which, drugging people in clubs, we're not far off, That got dark. I didn't mean it to.
Very dark.
Wow.
I was just quite happy to let you sing it, quite frankly. It was good fun to watch you get that.
just digging deeper like that. Watch him burn. Climate change again.
Sense a subtle fade on that bit. It's weird that he didn't let Joseph do his bit. He must have said something awful.
I've been trying to think of something worse to say for the last 2 minutes.
Actually, I think my reason for drinking was that entire speech. Oh god, I'm just going to try and wipe it from my brain. I'll be drinking so much gin and then rubbing magnets in my head, trying to forget. Oh no, the shame. Right, so, on that note, Joseph, can we have this month's reason for drinking?
Well, this month's reason, because I'm not drinking right now, don't worry guys, I've not got a problem yet. My reason for not drinking just now is I've gotten really health conscious and really boring over the last little while, and I'm going to the gym a lot, and I'm trying to run more, and I'm trying to do lots of other stuff and lose some weight. So drinking is something that I'm not doing, not because the drinking itself puts on weight, but it's the horrific life choices I make after I'm drinking.
Yeah.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with having 2 pints of Guinness at the end of the week. There's something wrong with having 3 pints of Guinness and attempting to consume an entire Domino's menu on a Saturday night after you've had the Guinness. And I had that the weekend there because my girlfriend was out with a friend of hers. And so I got home and realized that she was still out and that there was no one there to shame me for what I was about to do. So I just did it to myself, and then I felt horrible. And then I thought to myself, well, if you want to lose some weight and do these things properly, just don't drink until your Christmas night out, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to get through that, because I don't work in hospitality, but I do work in service. And I do know that come Christmas night out, when you eventually get it, in January, that there's no holding back. There's absolutely no holding back. I did used to work in a nightclub for a while, and the Christmas nights out were fantastic, but they were never in and around Christmas. It was always like the middle of January.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you guys do?
Yeah, we get ours like in March. Like it's always the beginning of the comedy festival, then the night.
So you
out.
basically get you have to share your Christmas night out with everyone doing St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that sounds like a terrible compromise.
That's a bad one there. No, you just basically pull you out of one and then throw you into the other.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Awful.
So no, that's good. Excellent. So how are we doing, Elliot?
Well, it was a very serendipitous series. I was on board of Craig originally because I'm also drinking because of COP. I'm drinking in honour of the Flat Earthers. I feel bad for them because they need air to vouch their reasons, but they can't do that without breathing in from the atmosphere, not the atmosflat. I'm drinking to their health.
Man, you don't hear about the Flat Earthers anymore. You know, it's all COVID deniers and other climate change things, and everyone's just forgotten about poor old crazy Flat Earthers.
Yeah, feel free to correct me, but I don't think like flat earthers were hurting anybody. So it's just
they
like,
weren't.
yeah, you just chose to dedicate a lot of your time and energy to this, and that's fun.
I thought they'd join in with all the anti-capitalist craze. Money makes the world go round, after all. But I was originally on board of Craig's reasoning, but then again, he has a reason for drinking, but he's not touched anything. He says he's drinking heavily, but I've not seen him touch that drink at all.
That size said he did all the heavy
Grass.
drinking.
No, that's back up. I quite liked Chris's reason for drinking, mostly because I don't know about help our audio listeners, but out of everyone in this room, he just looked the most like Garfield. So hating Mondays is probably the best reason he can. So I like that, and honestly, purely based on the performances of every other single comedian we've ever had on this podcast, not drinking is likely to make Joseph the best comic of the night. On that prediction, he's going to be wonderful.
And I'm not going to fucking use my religion as some sort of flogging a dead horse scenario as some other comedians on this program have done. Raheel.
Don't get me started on that. one of my biggest regrets is we didn't record the conversations we had between some of the rounds on that one, when I got to hear Raymond Mearns just turn and go, Raheel! Shut the fuck up!
He made us time in for 1 minute and he couldn't do it.
Can you be quiet for 1 minute? Couldn't do it.
I wish you were recording.
I know. Yeah, they were all great. Thanks, Elliot. Can we move on then? Round 2, we have fruity, sweet or tart. I'll read out the names of some cocktails and the panel has to decide whether they're fruity, sweet or tart. So, first up, the Suffering Bastard.
That's just me.
Right, give us a lick, Elliot.
Any time for you, sweet cheeks.
That's disturbing.
The Suffering Bastard.
The Suffering Bastard.
Do I get any clues?
You can ask a question if you like.
Okay. Name one of the... What is one of the ingredients?
I will give you one. It is gin.
Gin. What do you say gin is? It definitely doesn't sound like it's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
Country of origin?
Well, this was kind of a weird one because it was made out of a different cocktail. So it's basically a New York drink. But then that's not really saying much because almost all modern cocktails are based out of New York.
I want to just say that it's just... What is it you're drinking, Ian?
Gin
and water?
That sounds like suffering.
Did you invent this drink, Ian?
Right? No.
You were in New York for a bit, right?
Yeah, it was me. I'm that old.
Because I've served you, and like, you know, you're like, a gin with water, please, and I'm like, soda water, and you're like, no, I don't deserve bubbles.
They're too happy for me.
I don't want water with bits in.
Water with potential. Flat.
Just saying, calling that flat. It'd be good if they come up with a cocktail called Flat Earth.
You ordered it, it's not real.
It's served on a plate.
Yeah, you have to drink it from a saucer like a cat. Yeah.
So we have one. We have gin and the Suffering Bastard. So can we come to a conclusion there, Craig?
I feel like... See, I don't even know what I would say gin itself, like, it normally tastes like.
Aftershave.
Yeah. I feel like...
Terrible. The why do you smell terrible all the time?
Ouch.
I'm glad we waited together.
There's a moment I was like, shit, I probably shouldn't have said that.
That was a possible self-own there. I could have just kept going, but no, I made him say it again.
I think that it is just one of those like trick questions, and it's just like gin with like one block of ice, and it's just to punish you. So I think that it's like
2, 3, 4, 5 different ingredients in it. It's a proper
different
cocktail.
kinds of gin.
It's all it's all different. No, it's not.
I think it's.
You want another one? I'll give you another one. Okay, bourbon.
Is this sometimes used as a hair of the dog?
I think all drinks can be
Yeah,
under
fair
that
enough,
description.
yeah.
You're in
Not
Glasgow.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah,
You're in
that's
Glasgow, man.
it's like a line of coke and a fucking straight vodka in the eye. You're like, I'm ready to go to work. Come on.
I'm gonna go with. You wouldn't punish yourself with something that was fruity or sweet, so I'm going to say tart.
Tart, okay. Chris Thorburn, we have some reasoning.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with tart as well. Yeah.
2 tarts.
Yeah.
Can we make it a hat trick of
Can
tarts?
we? I don't know. You said this has gin and with bourbon in it as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, it's less tart and probably more bitter. I don't know. This. I mean, it sounds undrinkable. But out of all those options, I'd say tart is probably the closest.
So we're going for 3
undrinkable.
tarts. Well, you are in fact all correct. That is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
tart.
yeah.
It is ginger beer, gin, bourbon, lime juice, and Angostura bitters.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
It is. So you mix that properly with ice, and then you regret nothing. So good, no, hey, that's not bad. Yeah. So we will move on to Mikey's breakfast banger. To be quite honest, that sounds like a song by Amelia Baylor.
It's Mikey's breakfast banger.
Check the vibe.
So
Lemon sauce.
I saw that.
So Mikey's breakfast banger.
Is this like some fucking bullshit sounding BrewDog cocktail that they've got?
No, these are actually real all cocktails. These are not
Right,
kind of
okay.
hipstery things. These are proper, and according to Hoyle, as they put it,
Yeah.
cocktail. I don't know why I'm bringing up a poker term, but fair enough. So is this fruity, sweet, or tart?
Does it have a sausage in it?
It does not have a sausage in it.
I don't want to
Does
drink
it
it
have
then.
any breakfast food in it?
There is 0 breakfast food in it.
Ah,
Fuck this.
boring.
I know it's a well-worn cliche, but I would just eat breakfast at every meal if I possibly could.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
If someone was like, I'm going to make you a cocktail with baked beans in it, I'd be like, I'll have 3.
Is it like, go on?
Is it served in a circular glass in England but a square glass in Scotland?
It's in a bun on a bat. No. So.
Can I get this cocktail deep fried? That's what I'm
Someone went there. There we go. Any questions? Anything on it?
Can you give me at least one ingredient?
I can give
please?
you at least one ingredient. Amaretto.
Ooh.
Again, like any booze for breakfast is just like, oh, okay, we're crossing the line here, but but amaretto, like.
Yeah, I mean, it shocked me too.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So there's no breakfast food. It's got amaretto in it.
It can be served in any kind of glass square or
Does
circular.
it come with any kind of, like, and feel free to anybody to jump in at any point if I'm going to take up too many clues or whatnot, but does it come with any kind of, like, fruit juice, like a tomato juice or something like that?
Yes, but not tomato. I will give you that.
Right, okay.
Who's Mikey?
I genuinely, this is one of these things with this cocktail. That is one of the things that nobody knows. There's several different kind of conclusions about it, but it's
Mikey's just a poor underpaid schmuck that came up with it
Yeah.
one day. It's like a flaming boat.
Are the smaller bangers made by the mechanics?
My mum's
every
gonna love that joke.
generation regurgitated before.
Looking back.
Ow. So, fruity, sweet, or tart?
I feel like amaretto is the trick. I can never believe that you're just actually trying to help me.
It's got fruit juice though. In it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It could
So
be
I think
courgette.
courgette could be a fruit.
It is, it's a seed bearing, isn't it?
I don't know.
really.
I'm going to do the agricultural podcast next week.
We'll
I
get
don't
back
know
to
for
you.
I was gonna say you had like a really good opportunity to be like, we do know who Mikey is, but you'll have to tune into next week's episode. Like every TikTok
I'm not the
video ever.
70s Batman.
Is that-
Same cocktail time, same cocktail channel. Come on.
Is learning Mikey's identity a Patreon exclusive?
That's it. Yeah, no, that's unlocked behind the paywall.
I think fruit juice is just gonna be the main part of it, so I'm gonna go fruity.
Fruity. So, Chris.
Again, yeah, this is just going to sound like I'm jumping on like Craig's answers here, but yeah, it's a breakfast cocktail.
I love the phrase.
Yeah,
Do you know, just because it's called Mikey's Breakfast Backyard doesn't necessarily mean it's served at breakfast.
No, it's like a McDonald's. They don't serve it after 11:30.
yeah.
This is solely a breakfast bag.
So
if you
it's
go
like
in,
a Mick drink now.
Yeah.
if you go in at 10:35 though, you can get that with a Jaeger bomb.
Hey, it's always 11:30 somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with fruity as well.
We have 2 for fruity.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna buck the trend and go tart here as well. I'm feeling like there's some kind of throw off here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a surprise element coming to this.
Okay, Jenny, just purely because you think that I'm
Just
going to
because
fuck
I'm
with you.
just taking a hunch, mate.
No
Trying
worries.
to-
No, that's fine. It's entirely that's it. But so this is a combination of club soda, orange juice, and amaretto sours. It is literally fruity.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, very good reasoning on the juice. Yeah,
You're
but-
welcome, Chris.
So this one I chose purely because of its name. All of them I chose for the name, but this one made me laugh because remember that 15-year-old? This one is called Jamaican Me Crazy.
Oh, Led Zeppelin levels of wordplay. It's Robert Plant at his most horny, going, "You think people will get this? They'll get it, Robert. They'll get it all right."
Me Crazy!
Here's my lemon. What do you think it could be? Oh, fuck knows, mate. Fuck knows. The fucking kings of the single entendre.
Oh, I love that moment in time Led Zeppelin decided, you know what people want from Led Zeppelin? Reggae!
We just spent all these albums just ripping off blues. Now we're gonna rip off another form of black music.
It's a reggae agenda.
The punster in the corner. Pow!
I'm having a wonderful time.
So, Jamaican Me Crazy. Is it fruity, sweet, or tart?
It's definitely got the only like Jamaican foods I know that are sold at Scottish supermarkets in it. So it's got like ginger beer, it's got Jamaica cake, the what do you call it? The ginger cake. Just ginger, basically.
Just a really ginger cocktail.
It's got one of the daft hats on it. It's all rasted at the side. It's all that. Yeah, it's just every stereotype you can think of thrown in just to.
It's an actively homophobic cocktail.
It's literally a hate crime in the glass. That's all it is. If you order it, they just come and take you away and cancel your comedy career. Which happens all the time, apparently, from all these people with Netflix specials complaining about them not getting work.
Have you ever, we could get cancelled at any minute. You know that?
Do you not have to have a career for that?
You do.
No, it's fine. It's being edited. It's fine.
All right, cool. Let me tell you what I really think
We'll release the
about
Goss
this
cup.
Jamaican cocktail we got.
It started like that, didn't it? Let me tell you about this. So, Jamaican Me Crazy, fruity, sweet, or tart?
Right. Does it have super malt in it? I could just ask what ingredients does it have in
doesn't
it.
have super malt in it.
Okay.
Does it have red stripe in it?
It does not have red stripe in it. I'm actually sorely disappointed it doesn't.
Do you have to wear a pair of Clarks while drinking this?
You know what? Footwear didn't come into it.
All right, okay, that's fine. Apparently, they're quite popular shoes in Jamaica. That was my reason.
I've got to the end of my stereotypes that I know.
My mind was probably a stereotype. I was going to say it wasn't, but it probably was. Name at least one part of the booze that's in this. If there's only one kind of booze in it, you don't have to say.
Surely rum.
But you
Yeah,
would
it's
think,
rum.
yeah, of course. All right, okay.
It's rum. It's coconut rum, actually.
Oh, it's got to be sweet then, right?
Yeah.
Coconut rum.
Yeah.
Like, rum's
And-
like a
and-
sweet drink.
Yeah.
Like.
Based on sugar.
It's coconut. So is there indeed a lime in it?
There is, yeah, and then they put it all together, and they
They shake it up.
shake up, and he shouted "Doctor," I believe.
There was
I've got
nothing he
points.
could do.
Woo woo.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I
That's
did.
fine.
I've seen Practical Magic and Daddy Daycare.
I was not expecting the references. Oh, I'm so
I like them.
yeah, I'm so old. I remember it being released. Oh, no, the second time. No, okay, right. So we have two of the cocktail ingredients. One is coconut rum, and the other one is lime juice. So, is it fruity, sweet, or tart? I'm going to press you for an answer.
Surely
Craig.
to be fair, we should make Chris go this time. Not rely on
So I can copy your answer.
Okay, well, yeah, let's shake it up.
Let's shake it up.
It's
Like,
the cocktail round after all. So, Chris Thorburn, can you furnish us with, is it fruity, sweet, or tart?
You're gonna make me think for myself for once. No, yeah, I'm gonna go sweet.
Sweet! So, and then Joseph,
I'm gonna go with tart.
tart, and Craig.
I'm gonna go fruity then.
So, we have a split pack here. Well, I can actually tell you, with the ingredients of passion fruit juice, cranberry juice, coconut rum, and orange juice and lime juice, it is very much fruity.
You should have let me go first.
So, wow, that's edging ahead. The comedy ninja does it. And I'm not going to explain. So, the last one in this round, we went a little festive on this. The Drunken Elf.
Right.
Is it fruity, sweet, or tart?
In the movie Elf. I've seen.
What's a raptor like I thought it would be?
I didn't mean it to be.
I didn't realize we had Danny Filth in the room.
Clever girl.
So he just eats like sweets all the time, doesn't he? He puts like sweets in
So
spaghetti.
you're basing
He
your
does.
entire thing
Yeah.
on this because of the movie?
Yes,
Okay.
that I've seen once. He might not. Is Will Ferrell in that movie? He is. It's on every piece of merchandise. For every shop.
So,
Look, I know he's made a lot of movies, but there's really only about 5 good ones. So you have to milk them when they come along, right?
Is there milk in the cocktail?
no.
Thank fuck.
Genuinely had to check. There is no glass cage of emotion either.
Does it contain Baileys?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's elf themed. There's something green in there, surely, to be elf themed.
Racist.
If this is a festive cocktail, will I have an argument with my family after drinking
Depends on what type of drunk you are.
it? A really, really sad one.
I am the happiest drunk in the world. I love everyone when I'm drunk. Can't stand them when I'm sober, but it doesn't matter. So, any ingredient? Want to pick one?
Yeah, give us a non-booze ingredient.
Pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. There's a great Boris track called Pink Lemonade.
I thought you were going to break into it.
No. But if anybody's into like sort of psychedelic Japanese doom rock, like that'd be a good one to start with.
Well, it's Boris Johnson is yelling, "Pink lemonade, pink lemonade!"
It could. I mean, he could might as well just say that for all I fucking listen to the fat cunt.
They'd probably say pink lemonade, and then say something, some attempt at saying something in Latin that if anybody can actually speak Latin goes, that's not how you say that, you plum.
Is there plums in it?
Plums.
Wait. Does this have Advocat?
Nope.
Oh, God. Right, okay.
This is quite a lazy cocktail.
Right.
This is definitely the one I picked for its name.
Right. Okay. If it's a lazy cocktail, then what's the laziest booze you could put into a cocktail? Like not even thinking. Like, would it just be vodka? Is vodka in it?
No.
Fuck.
So we're kind of getting to the point where if you keep asking me enough questions, I'm just going to have to tell you.
All right.
With my family, the laziest cocktail is just a bowl of urine.
Yeah, I'm never coming back for Christmas dinner.
Right. Fuck it. I'm gonna throw my answer out now. I'm gonna say it's fruity.
Fruity.
Because I seem to be avoiding fruity this entire time, so I'm going to pick fruity.
Is that subconscious? Do you want to tell me something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get different answers from that.
I'm just avoiding fruity because I am a man.
You are?
No.
I don't know anymore.
I'm gonna go for sweet because of my thought process that I
You're
said
sticking
too
to
early.
the original
Yeah.
concept of because an elf ate sweets in a movie.
Yes,
This
once.
is what this cocktail was named after. Okay,
And I
that's
didn't.
fine.
I don't remember seeing anyone drunk in that movie. Never mind the elf.
No.
So Chris, it's down to you.
I'm a go tart.
You got to go tar. Oh,
Yeah.
with another split room. Well, literally, like I said, it was a lazy cocktail. So this is Bacardi Golden Rum combined with pink lemonade with a candy cane decorating it. So it is, in fact, incredibly sweet.
There we go.
Well,
There
so-
we go. Well done.
I just dabbed everybody.
I was going to let
Very
that slide, but fair enough. So, Elliot, can we have a rundown on how the guys are doing?
Indeed, but I'm so glad you said amaretto, because the collective ooh that followed me is now 1/5 of the way through my vowel quota. Ooh. Craig's doing exceptionally well. 4 out of 4. 4.
4 for 4.
Perfect score.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Chris Thorburn less good, only 2 in that round, and Joseph only 1.
That's all right. I didn't come here to make friends or win this podcast.
Excellent. So, yeah, alls to play for moving into the next round. So, Elliot. So now we move on to the Alco Facts of History. This is where our panel will furnish us with a particular story from history. It can be personal, it can be anything from all history. It's just a little nugget about drinking that will keep us amused. The points will be allocated by Elliot solely on its entertainment value. So, Craig, what is this month's Alco Fact of History?
Cool. So, first of all, I want to say I think that in trying to research for this, I think I found one of the websites you used to pick the silver truth or drunken lie. So I really hope this isn't.
I can definitely say we don't use one website.
Okay.
This has been researched quite a lot. There may be quite a few similar stories pop up on that one
Alright.
website, but we have got more than one source for that. Hopefully.
You do.
Elliot.
not.
Oh dear.
Are you the only guy that still buys like actual physical encyclopedias?
I have quite an extensive library, and that is this is what I hear a first world problem. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I move on to my fucking caravan in the water.
Oh, we've actually hit the amount of times you're allowed to mention that, Ian.
Really early as
I'm
well.
sorry. Yeah.
Who actually still uses like physical encyclopedias? Get with the times and get in Carta 95 like the rest of us.
I look at people that pay for encyclopedias like I look at people who pay for porn. There's fucking no need.
That might be the name of this fucking podcast. Pay for porn. There's no need.
They've all also got like one really strong arm compared to the other ones. Either for lifting encyclopedias or
Oh, the
lifting something
encyclopedia.
else.
So, continue with your alcohol fact of history, please.
Right, so Lent, 46 days of fasting for God or whatever. I don't know.
That's an excellent start.
In the 17th century, there was a monastery of monks in Germany known as the Paulner monks, who were really, really strict about like Christianity generally, but also about Lent. They gave up things like meat, dairy, and eventually they were like, no, that's not strict enough. They decided they were going to give up solid food entirely. So, first port of call for the monks, beer.
Yep.
So they developed this beer that was so malty that it would keep them going for the full 46 days, which is what like I assume everyone's drinking for the first week of like a destination stag do or like or the first week of uni. They called it liquid bread. It was that thick. They believed that the more you drank it, the purer you were for Easter. So I'm going to sink a couple of crates of Carlsberg, and hopefully my super religious nana will speak to me again after finding out.
I'm actually a cardinal in that church.
Oh, sorry, my liege.
You want to kiss my ring?
Not again.
Oh, the toad. Where did it go?
Every week, Ian.
So yeah, I'm gonna sink by that logic. I'm gonna sink a couple of crates of Carlsberg and see if my super religious nana will speak to me again after finding out I listened to Judas Priest and I got Doom running on my smart fridge. The beer was so heavy that it got you bluttered, and they were like, maybe this isn't good for like staying pure. So in about like the 1700s, like 1700, they sent it to the Pope to check to see if it was all good for them. But in it was the old times, so the heat of transfer in it made it like rancid and horrible. So the Pope drank it and he was like, "Oh, that's disgusting. That'll definitely like purify you of your sins." So drink as much of that as you possibly can for
man,
Lent.
a Pope degree to get cunted. That's amazing.
And so they did. And you can buy the beer today still. It's they continue to make it for years, and they weren't allowed to sell it until I think like the monastery or whatever got like bought over. But there's rumors of like you could just see like 20 like steaming guys like around the monastery every day who just happen to be in the area. But yeah, it's called Doppelbock, and in 2011 an author and brewer called Jay Wilson, who is probably my dad,
that made his mum sound a bit. Yeah. Probably my dad.
I detected the sadness in that.
Hopefully the Mike and the Mechanics joke will she'll be like, I've laughed once, there we go, turn off. But yeah, he actually tried the diet for the 46 days and he lost 25 pounds.
Do you hear that?
So you're going about it all wrong, man.
I'm going about it all wrong. Someone could pass me like one of these booze now.
And just as a shocker on what we have here.
But I assume that he only lost the weight because like he was just consistently in that point of the night where you throw your kebab at a shop window and don't eat it.
I've never understood people who do that. See, I can understand vomiting and things like that, but when I see discarded food in the streets, I'm desperately unhappy.
Yeah.
Think about how I could have had that food.
You're certainly got that. There is drunk people in Ireland that could have that. Don't know why I went to Ireland.
Famously drunk.
I know, just try to get someone who could have. We should have went for Russian, surely. Just try to think, who drinks us? Jesus, come on.
Us.
No, like that. That's excellent.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to include this. I got it from a website called Lord of the Drinks if they want any promo.
Thank you, Lord of the
Fuck
Drinks.
Start your own podcast, you cunt.
That's definitely getting cut.
I've actually had that beer before. Paulaner Salvatore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it. Yeah, because that's their. What
Ding
the
ding ding ding
monastery
ding!
is called.
Extra hipster points for Chris.
I know.
Plus 4.
No, that's a great story. Thank you very much for that. Well, we'll move on. Chris, can you furnish us with this month's alcohol fact of history, please?
So one I've gone with is just one of my absolute favorites, and that's so. Between the years 1978 and 1981, actor, writer, and director Orson Welles did a series of adverts for a California champagne.
Yes. No, I know the adverts.
Called Paul Masson. The French champagne. Known for its excellence. But there was a California champagne, so
The phone.
I did a lot of roll club before. I'm sorry.
He literally just got struck down by the god of drinking.
Oh my god, yeah, like Orson Welles from Beyond the Grave choking me.
It was fucking Unicron.
So he did so that one. There's one advert that's infamous because of the outtakes where he was famously drunk during the recording of it. The fun fact was, so That advert was shot in 1980, and he did it from the years of 1978 to 1981. He continued to do those adverts after that because they were like, he's a nightmare to work with, but also he's Orson Welles.
Do you not think that was just more acceptable because everybody was at like a sort of certain level of drunk in the 80s?
Yeah.
In the same way that like even if you didn't smoke cigarettes, you had a certain cigarette intake in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, I don't smoke, but I sit in buses and restaurants and cinemas and my own house.
Yeah.
So, everybody else is smoking. So I've had at least 10 today.
Yeah.
This is we've kind of like you were just saying that we've got a modern society is a weirdly sober place to be compared to almost all of human history because like the immunology and all that stuff, we didn't understand it. So if you boil beers and things like that, it was safer. So like we say it many times in this podcast, without the simple understanding that if you read history, you've got to remember that most of the people involved in this were almost always out their faces.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand,
I've seen Mad Men.
that's and if you don't understand that one fact, none of history makes sense. They're like, oh, they were shit-faced, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why they tried to get all these elephants over the mountain.
Yeah.
What that crazy bastard thinking?
Yeah. Like every museum under every painting ever made should have underneath a little, and they were drunk.
They should have a list of the thing that they drunk.
Yeah.
Like you see all this like great like work up on the wall from some French artist, and
Yeah.
then it says leaves down below it like mostly red wine from the Burgundy.
Yeah.
Absinthe
Lazy
and
elf.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Absinthe and cocaine. That's what he was on with this.
So the way that this one came about was during like the production of the advert, Orson Welles had written into his contract that they would shoot in the afternoon, and before that he would be provided with elaborate lunches, which is now my rider. Just elaborate lunches, like interpret that however you will. But in this one, he showed up late in a limousine, still drunk from the night before. And he says, "Oh, I was filming in Vegas, and there was a problem with the camera, so I haven't slept a wink." And he's stinking of booze. But yeah, and the fact that they continued to work with him for a straight year after that, even though he was notoriously difficult to work with, and I would always shoot down the notes. And in one of the later ones, they asked him, and it's a weird simile anyway, but like they asked him to compare the Paul Masson California champagnes to a violin by Stradivarius, because you know, like when one drinks wine, who doesn't think, oh yeah, this is like a violin? And his retort, which I have word for.
He had such a really easy time with the French champagne.
Yeah.
Saying that, well, I just throw fucking Stradivarius in there.
Oh yeah, like he can't say champagne. But he says, "Come on, gentlemen, now really, you have a nice, pleasant little cheap wine here. You haven't got the presumption to compare it to Stradivarius's violin. It's odious." Oh, I love the man.
Do you know what's brilliant? If you're going to get insulted, you might as well be insulted by Orson Welles. You know what I mean?
Do you think when he was shooting those, it was like when Krusty films the Krusty Burger ads? He gets a big bite and then the cameras go off and he's like,
No, I think
swallowed it.
I think it's the opposite. I think, okay, Orson, now here comes the spittoon. No need.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Do you know, it just warmed me with one of the kids doing research for this. That was one of the things I came across was the adverts. Because we did try and run a thing of historical adverts in this. Like the Tenants adverts and things. I've tried all different formats, and one of them was that. And yeah, it's still a joy. It just makes me smile every time I think of it. Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. So, Joseph,
Right,
can you give us the alco fact of history?
I'm going to give you an alco fact of history with a personal bent. Because I didn't actually. This is like the power of media and the power of like, believing everything that you read out there. Because when I was younger, I wanted to be a music journalist, and I just used to read every interview with any band, whether I liked them or not, or anything. And I was reading an interview with Lemonhead's frontman and all-round fucking addict, Evan Dando, notorious addict. And I remember I was reading an interview with him, and he was talking about coming off heroin, but saying that alcohol was worse for you. And he was talking about how you can stare at the fucking bottles of Bacardi as much as you want, but you can die from having 6 shots of tequila. It's not for people fucking around, right? So Evan Dando told me through the medium of a music magazine that 6 shots of tequila can kill you. So I tested this in my youth, and as it turns out, I don't think it's the tequila that can kill you, but I think it's the night out you end up having that might kill you.
Yeah.
Because I had what me and my 2 friends who had it only affectionately describe as pirate night. And I'm going to preface this all with, we were like 19 years old. And you know how every little obnoxious thing that you do when you're 19 years old is hilarious. But if you could see 19-year-old you now, you'd wish him nothing but sweet death. Yeah, so I'm going to preface that with saying I know how obnoxious this must have looked to anybody remotely older than me, but fuck it, I had a great time. So we were out, and it was the day before my birthday, and we went out to the Cat House because that is the only nightclub I went to for about 5 years after turning 18, and we were snorting vodka off the bottom of wine glasses, and we were drinking pints out of our shoes because I had a friend who worked in a ski club, and they all thought they were in Jackass. And so I used to just like join along with all this shit as well. And then we ended up outside refusing to talk to people unless we were talking in pirate voice. And ended up going back to a party in some student flats in the West End. I had a really deeply personal conversation while full of ecstasy with a friend of mine who a month beforehand I had lost my virginity to his big sister. So that was a great fun night. And then at the end of the night we were sitting in the rec room of the student halls because we got kicked out of the flat. And I used to have no mobile phone in that day, and I just had like 5 or 6 people's phone numbers written on a bit of paper in my wallet, and I would use payphones like an old-timey detective from and I had taken down a phone number that I'd seen that day, or maybe that week before or something, of the PVC Queen. Right? Now, this was not like a sleazy advert on the thing with some woman in fucking a garter and shit like that. This was just like, if you like PVC, called the PVC Queen, and the number was up there. So I took this out of my wallet about 6:30 in the morning, high as balls, drunk as shit, and I called the PVC Queen. So my friend had a mobile, so I took the phone, and I called the PVC Queen at 6:30 on a Saturday morning, and I got the angriest hello I've ever heard. And she was like, "Who the fuck's this?" And I was like, "Look, I just gotta know, right? Are you the PVC Queen?" And she's like, "Who the fuck sent you this? How'd you get this number?" And I was like, "Look, I just found this number, and me and my mates are fucking hanging, and we just have to know, are you the PVC Queen?" And she's like, "No, I am not the PVC Queen." And I was like, "But do you like own any PVC?" And then there was just a beat, and she was like a little. And I was like, "So you own some PVC?" She's like, "Yes, I own some PVC. But do you own like enough to constitute being the PVC Queen?" I wouldn't say so. Cool, that's all I needed to know. Thanks very much. Have a good night. Hung the phone up. But forgot to do that number thing where you don't get a call back. So she actually called back the phone and said, "I'm going to find out where you are, and I'm going to fucking kill you." So I definitely would say that 6 shots of tequila, while they can't kill you themselves, might be enough to get the PVC Queen
to come kill you. That's like Narnia story for
Yeah.
the 90s. That's
Yeah.
very good.
And so it didn't kill me, so fuck you, Evan Dando, you mad crazy addict.
That was quite a journey.
Yeah.
And to be quite
It was
honest,
all in lieu of actually not being able to research any interesting facts.
I'm enjoying all of it.
And I
like it when-
wanted to basically shoehorn the kind of bullshit that you can hear on the Musical Taste Society, available wherever you get other podcasts.
Plug alert, plug alert, plug alert. Not at all.
Minus 6 points.
Like I said, I'm not here to win at this or make friends.
So, yeah, the PVC Queen's good.
And if she's listening, Lucian lives.
I'm in Deniston.
She's possibly not even quite a queen, maybe a PVC lady in waiting. Because she
PVC
does
hobbyist.
as a hobbyist.
PVC Jester.
PVC Jester. I think I've seen that band. No, so,
Yeah, in an interview they said if you drink 6 shots of tequila.
tequila. Do you know what's tragic when you said about doing like snorting vodka off the rim of glasses in the cat house? If you Google comedian snorts flaming sambuca, you will actually see a video of me snorting a line of flaming sambuca off the riser in the cat house. That was
You just saying that just reminded me of, like, I remember taking one of the hits of this vodka off the bottom of the wine glass. It was a plastic wine glass because I'm in the cat
yeah,
house,
that's what I
obviously.
mean. Yeah.
And I just remember somebody behind me just saying, like, "Oh, I didn't know they did Club 18 to 30 here now."
That was it was like, so it was a little trip down memory lane for me as well. And then also a whole bunch of shame. I was like, oh, that video exists. It's still on YouTube.
It's fun finding out that whatever you've got, Joseph's got now too.
Oh, damn. I can't even say no. Okay, so Elliot, can you give us an idea of how they're doing now, please?
Doesn't matter after that story. I think you've clearly won this round. It's been mixed. I enjoyed and I did enjoy Craig's one. I mean, the story about this priest getting drunk in the church just reminds me of Christmas with my granddad. But
I was
also,
brought up Catholic. That's normal.
I mean, Craig gets bonus points for getting the word "bluted" in there, which I very much enjoyed. And I was generally, there's a look in his eyes. And he mentioned that the guy, was it Jay Wilson?
Yeah.
There's a look in your eyes. It was like, it could be my dad. I generally thought he was going to go, and he's here tonight. But I'm quite biased because my partner is vegan, and Craig pretty much did describe the story of priests getting drunk basically as the invention of Satan. So.
Oh God.
So pro for that. I really enjoy Chris Thorbur's one. I'm definitely using elaborate lunch as well. Putting elaborate lunch is just a banana that's been peeled before I eat it. I know I know the story before Orson Welles. I mean, if you say he was thinking of booze, well, at least he's wearing the merchandise, you know. Also you got 4 hipster points. I am willing to give you even further bonus points if you can do a perfect impression of Orson Welles doing champagne advert, but it's recreating a scene from Citizen Kane.
Jinx. Oh, my childhood sled. And it is a Californian sled after all. There's no void symbolism to my usually innocence.
Red drum.
Citizen Champagne. 10 bonus points for that. Woo! And you know what? I really enjoyed this. I'm annoyed that you said you were at a pirate night and you didn't say we're going to the bar.
No.
Very annoyed for that.
We were having fun, but we weren't smart.
But purely that's how I loved how refreshingly personal it was. In fact, that no one else could have told that story. I'm willing to give you a lot of points for that one. So you're doing very well.
I like that you've not specified exactly how many. You just said, and at the end of this, Joseph has a lot of points.
Well, you can also
Is that enough to outdo everyone, or what?
You could get a vague amount of points, bonus points, that would take you above everyone else if you can say 6 shots of tequila in the rhythm of a Led Zeppelin song.
6 shots of tequila. I can't do it.
He tried for it.
He's not here to make friends.
And he also for plugging your show as well, so not having that.
Fantastic, thank you very much. So, Elliot, can we? So, we move on to one of my favourite rounds. It is a drunken lie or a sober truth. Elliot is going to furnish you with 2 stories. If you please listen to the entirety of each story, and then you can ask Elliot questions. Your entire mission during this one, to make it sound like a Mission Impossible story there, is to work out which one is the sober truth and which one is the drunken lie. So, Elliot, can you please tell us the stories?
When the cars have gone away, yes I will. Right, first story is a Transylvanian blood fountain. For the past 28 years, in the Transylvanian town of Bistrita, there has been the world's first wine fountain, dubbed the Blood Fountain. Located along a popular pilgrimage route called Via Maria Teresa, visitors can access this fountain and quench their thirst for free. The fountain is a circular stone structure with a long central pillar and large wine bottles at the very top fixed at a downward angle, which spew blood-red wine 24 hours a day. The fountain was conceptualized by the owner of the Villa Vinia vineyards and is popular with both Roman Catholics and tourists who are generally convinced it's vampire blood. The owner of the fountain has neither confirmed nor denied these claims, although the wine served by the fountain has been characterized as both dark and tasting of iron. It's since become a national icon and been the inspiration for more wine fountains in both Italy and Spain.
Ooh. Story number 1. Story number 2, please, Elliot.
The Sourdough Cocktail. Established in 1973, the sourdough cocktail is Dawson City's tradition, and it's exactly as it sounds. It's an actual human toe that has been dehydrated and preserved in salt, used to garnish a drink of your choice. The first toe is said to have come from a miner who had his frostbitten appendage amputated in the 1920s. He had it preserved in a jar of alcohol, and 50 years later, a Yukon captain found the jar, took it to Sourdough Saloon, and started plunking it into the drinks of anyone who was brave enough. Hence the birth of the famous cocktail still drunk today. Sadly, the original toe is now gone after a young miner in 1980 accidentally swallowed it when he fell back on his chair after 13 glasses of sourdough champagne. Sponsored by Orson Welles. Since then, 7 more toes have been donated to the bar, most being from amputations, but one of them was sent in with a note that simply read, "Don't wear open-toe sandals while mowing the lawn." Another fun fact: all the toes have been accidentally or deliberately swallowed by customers at some point, and if you do swallow it, you have to pay a fine of $500.
And one toe.
And one toe. That's how they keep renewing it. It's a vicious cycle. You can pair the sourdough with any drink, but You can pair the sourdough with any drink, but the rule remains the same. You can drink it fast, you can drink it slow, but the lips have got to touch the toe.
So, what do you
On my
think?
nightstand.
Is it the toe suppingly sickness, or is it the blood wine fountain?
Right, okay. Well, I mean, they both sound ridiculous enough to have been true.
Yeah.
For a start.
Yeah.
You know,
So
but
no one's going the Reverend route.
we're just going to believe that everything's a lie.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
both
this is
true.
effectively, when we are in the simulation, so this is all lies. But, no, the only reason, and I would only swing towards the toe one being true, because you just seem to have an awful lot more research about it.
Yeah.
You know, there seems to be an awful lot more in-depth digging to that. I'm not saying you couldn't write it. I've just met you. I'm not saying you don't have the capacity to write it, but not for a podcast.
That was both informative and insulting.
Look, I'm
used to it.
As someone who has a podcast, I feel like I can say that. Someone
got a
who has a
podcast?
podcast, they prepare really poorly. I feel like I can say that.
What surprised me about that story was like where I got grossed out. Like there was a point where I was like, "Wait, it was the same toe? That's disgusting!" You've lost me now.
Oh, this must have been before COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, if I got my own toe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'd suck your own toe. If any of us given the opportunity,
we've all
we'd
done
suck
it.
our own toe.
A fresh toe. I don't mean your own toe. I mean a fresh individual toe.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Last year they started serving it to a sieve in it, so there was like 2 meter distance between the toe and yourself.
The other story puts a smile on my face because I love just thinking about Transylvania. Because like I forget that Transylvania is real. Like you know,
I didn't know it was real until I worked in a nightclub, and for Halloween, the prize for best costume was a trip for 2 to Transylvania.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I was like 25 at the time.
and do you not think like the folk in Transylvania are sick of hearing about
Oh, they're
vampires?
fucking done with it, mate. They're like Edinburgh's equivalent of like just seeing people cry every time someone mentions Harry Potter. They're just like, how many Transylvanian escape rooms do you think are Dracula themed?
Yeah. I'm like, it's just a regular place, and like, but if you went on holiday there, everywhere would be funny. Just like, ooh, Transylvania post office. Ooh. and they're like, oh, come on, like we're not entirely about vampires. What's that you got there? Blood fountain.
I want to buy some stamps.
They are fucking done with that Dracula bullshit.
It's like the Irish and St. Patrick's Day. Like, they're not milked that.
Do you reckon Halloween comes around and they're just like, nope. Like, if you even attempted to
Nothing happens.
There's no decorations or no nothing. You go up to the door and you're like, this is already November. We don't actually have the 31st of October. It just goes straight through.
Yeah. Armed police in the streets.
And that is why we have daylight savings time.
So we have, I think people are edging towards. Craig, what do you think?
I don't want anyone to edge around me.
Why not?
Just say that again.
Slower. I feel like the toe thing makes sense just because, well, I mean it doesn't. But,
It really doesn't.
but the toe thing is more plausible to me because I know that people have drinks that have like bits of like snake in them and stuff like that. And I feel like I mean, what is a snake but just a really long toe?
It sounds exactly like something that all the dock workers would have done in season 2 of The Wire. Like when they're all going for like their breakfast pint and they crack an egg in it. Like fucking sour toe was the other thing that got cut out of that episode.
I wonder how many other body parts are in like cocktails around the world. There's Archie's finger fucking shot.
That's maybe what Mickey's breakfast banger really is.
And a fucking his micro penis and a fucking shot. Pickled.
No, it's called the breakfast banger because it's the best start to your day.
Fruity. A callback. So we're going to press you for some answers then. Do we think it's...
I mean, I'm happy to go with the toe one being real, but I don't want to derail this because I'm probably behind by quite a lot of points.
So it's the blood wine or the gross toe?
I think the toe is the lie.
I think
You
it's
think
a
lie?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the truth.
I feel like now I don't remember being on this podcast a lot of times, but
For clarity there, Craig has actually been on this podcast quite a lot of times, but
you just don't remember.
he just doesn't. You don't remember it. That's
but I remember us now. Was it a truth or a lie? I remember us doing a story about the first ever wine fountain in one of these. Maybe I dreamt that. I don't know.
I think you're thinking about the wine window.
Was it the
That was in
wine?
Italy.
the Italy wine window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was there not one where a rich guy like paid a load of people to make a wine fountain and they swam in it? Anyway, I'm metagaming this. So I'm gonna go. I think that even without that handicap, I think that the toe one makes more sense. It feels like a thing that like you've got to do it or you've got to drink it or you're gay.
It
Like
feels
don't-
like there's a
don't-
Pete Seeger song about it. Or something.
Yeah.
Oh, there was an old toe.
like it's a thing that like macho guys would like pressure you into.
So you're
drinking,
going toe. Craig's going toe.
Yeah.
You're going with the blood wine in
Yeah.
Transylvania, and you're going with the toe, Joseph.
Spot the fucking horror fan.
So, Elliot, can you please tell us which one is the sober truth and which one is the drunken lie?
Very well, I can reveal that the blood fountain was absolute balderdash. That cocktail is true. Well, the fuck is it?
Suck the toe!
That fucking toe!
But I don't want to suck a toe. I want to. Yeah, you get it. I just wanted to believe it was real.
In the defence of believing that there is multiple wine fountains around the world.
Yeah.
They are true.
Just not in Transylvania.
Just not in Transylvania.
It's too on the nose, man. Too on the nose.
So yeah, I actually know about the toe one. We've been in the near where the bar was, but it was closed when we were there. So I was both upset and incredibly relieved. That's amazing, thank you, Elliot. So how are the scores going?
Oh, Well, currently, I mean, there's still to play for, but actually, right now, purely is down to just how many answers he got right in Fruit, Sweet or Tart and the Sober, Drunken, Truth and Lie. Craig Wilson's in the lead.
Woo!
It's a first.
Don't
Can't
worry,
wait
fuck up.
to ruin it all.
So we'll move on to our final round. This is Finish the Alcohol quote. I will read out at the start of a particularly famous or maybe not so famous quote about alcohol, and our panel have to fill in the blanks before I read you out the real ones. So we will start with Melbourne, Old and Yellow, which is particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
In comparison to my bowel movements.
Melbourne, Old and Yellow, which is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
Living on for a month and a half.
We're back to the bread jokes. Melbourne, Old and Yellow is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
Emergency situations.
So, Melbourne, Old and Yellow, which is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
To weigh down all the love notes I write to my friends before I send them.
Melbourne, Old and Yellow is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
The coastal capital of southeastern Australia. Geography joke.
Incredibly specific, well done. Melbourne, Old and Yellow is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
Drinking while watching reruns of Neighbours.
Oh, yeah. Fair income.
Minus point for that.
I'm not
Wait,
even
was that for my joke?
No, I'm not even in the game. No,
You are now!
You just got points deducted anyway.
I literally have lost this before and I'm not even playing. Melbourne, Old and Yellow is a particularly heavy wine and should only be used in...
Vehicle fuel.
Melbourne is a particularly heavy wine and should be only used in hand-to-hand combat. That is from Monty Python's Bruce's Philosopher's Sketch.
And that's the kind of joke that gets you cancelled now. That's the kind of fucking really hard-hitting comedy that's going to get you cancelled.
That is, yeah. Hard-hitting because you're basically bottling someone who's probably brown or a woman. No, that's definitely getting cut.
Fucking coward.
Oh, I say that a lot. No. Question 2. You can learn a lot about a woman by...
Talking to her.
How very woke. Elliot just stopped us getting cancelled.
You're welcome.
You can learn a lot about a woman by...
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn? Oh. You can learn a lot about women by...
The 10-minute song she just released about you.
No, you can learn a lot about women by...
The amount of Audrey Hepburn and Breakfast and Tiffany's posters she has in her house.
Oh yeah, no, that's a red flag. You
Bonus points for a throw cushion.
You can learn a lot about a woman by...
How she responds when you tell her you're in a Game Boy pop band.
That was kind of close to the truth for you. Yeah, that sounds sad and both informative. Thank you. You can learn a lot about a woman by...
Reading her DMs to see how many have come from male comedians.
Wow. There's been a lot of tricky pictures in there. Oh God. Please, no one Google that. You can learn a lot about a woman by...
Looking up woman on Wikipedia.
Google that shit.
Oh, so there's where they go.
You can learn a lot about a woman by...
Eating one.
Thank you, Dharma.
That works on so many levels.
Yeah, it's like, which he didn't mean. Yeah, prop to the asexual for doing the only sexual joke. You can learn a lot about a woman by...
What she says her favourite member of Take That is. Trick question, if you've got a favourite member of Take That, you're a demon.
You can learn a lot of women by getting smashed with them. That's Tom Waits.
Well, you need to say it like Tom Waits. You can learn a lot about a woman.
You can learn a lot about a woman
He's gonna
by
say
getting smashed with her.
I've seen Cigarettes and Coffee. If I had known that was going to be Tom Waits, I'd have said you can learn an awful lot about a woman by overacting while drinking a cup of coffee.
So, question 3. Be wary of a strong drink, it can make you...
Start a podcast.
Here. Be wary of strong drink, it can make you.
DM other female comedians.
This isn't the confession podcast. Be wary of a strong drink, it can make you.
A cunt.
Concise, I like it. Be wary of strong drink, it can make you.
Sexually attracted to yourself.
Tried it, doesn't it?
Again, strong words from the asexual. Be wary of strong drink, it can make you.
Nail your foreskin to the inside of a blender.
Ow.
Oh, that image isn't going away. Be wary of strong drink, it can make you.
Divorce.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. It can give you confidence. It can silence the voices. No, beware of strong drink. It can make you
Divorced.
divorced. Yes. Thank you. That was harsh.
I need that, Greg.
Too soon. No, beware of strong drink. It can make you.
Dance to an audiobook.
Oh, which one?
Memoirs of a Geisha, obviously.
We never said it was fun dancing.
Oh God! I've just got Handmaiden's Tale now.
Well, there is no.
Beware of strong drink. It can make you.
Forget to take the day off after a drinking podcast.
Yes! So, beware of strong drink, it can make you shoot at the tax collector and miss. That was Robert 8 Helen.
I think we gave much better answers than that.
Yeah, you did. So, question 4. Scotch whiskey is made from barley and...
Hell. Pure hell.
Sheer hell. Scotch whiskey is made from barley and...
Barley, woo! It's barley and barley, woo!
Okay. Scotch whiskey, it's made from barley and...
German whiskey is made from foolishness.
Scotch whiskey is made from barley and...
A man who explains that it's actually your fault that it tastes like petrol.
Scotch whiskey is made from barley and...
That's it.
No, nothing else.
Scotch whiskey is made from barley and...
Pure hell.
Again! So Scotch whiskey is made from barley and the morning jewel on the angel's nipples. And that was Wallace Ellis.
And also Karen Dunbar's tears.
That's, that's getting cut.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's definitely getting cut.
She's getting us a TV credit.
No, she's not. She's getting us like besmirched on TV.
It's going to be a fun job editing this.
Yeah.
These are always horrible. I bought this specifically because everyone gets their own track. So, question 5. I am a drinker with writing.
Experience?
I am a drinker with writing.
That will send me to prison.
I am a drinker with writing.
On me, and short-term memory loss, I'm Guy Pearce in Memento.
Yeah. Oh, just on a simple note of that, I accidentally, for the first time when I watched that movie, I caught it halfway through. Makes no sense. I am a drinker with writing.
Only, Your Honour.
Okay. I am a drinker with writing.
Experience, and I'm gonna tell you, I am writing a fucking screenplay right now. Do you want to come to the bathroom and listen to me talk about it for 4 hours?
Oh man, that's just a cocaine line. I am a drinker with writing problems, as Brendan Behan. Okay, question 6. It provokes desire, but...
Ian's a liar.
No, this is really what's written down.
Oh, is it? Alright.
Okay. It provokes desire, but...
And that's all you need to know. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, kids. It provokes desire. It provokes the desire, but
I'll still probably just wait for it to go on Disney Plus.
it provokes the desire, but
Even with that name, your It Follows porn parody is probably a bad idea.
it provokes the desire, but
Ultimately, you shouldn't masturbate to it.
Challenge accepted.
from an asexual.
I know.
He can say what he,
I'm trying to learn.
he can say what he wants. This is an asexual guy, and I've literally met him today. Is an asexual man with a vegan partner. This podcast is never getting cancelled.
I'm here.
He is with an
I have
English
legal
accent.
protection.
With an English accent, he is definitely our safety feature. No, it provokes the desire, but
It tastes like a carpet.
it provokes the desire, but
Does your cousin have to wear trousers that tight to the wake?
It provokes the desire, but
Craig's voice is probably a lot more annoying in person.
okay, it provokes the desire, but it takes away from the performance, and that was Shakespeare from Macbeth. So we have literally reached the end of the podcast.
Last call for alcohol.
Yes, it's time to close doors and give out the scores. Based on the government's recommended monthly allowance, all our players are ranked out of 60 units. In first place, we have the top tankard, Chris Thorburn, with 49. Second place is a gassed-up gas bag, Joseph Goss, with 30. And finally, in last place is our own hungover, hapless he-him, Craig Wilson, with 21.
Remember, this is just a bit of fun. Please always drink responsibly, and if you have any problems with alcohol, please go to the website drinkaware.co.uk. This podcast was sponsored by the Comedian Tattoo, and you can find out more about comedy events on the website goodtattoos.com/comedy.